You know that time you spend by yourself? What if it wasn't something to dread, but actually a powerful tool for growth and even joy? Well, today we're diving into the art of being alone, based on the amazing book by Renuka Gavrani. And we're gonna explore how we can totally reframe our relationship with our own company.
Wow. This one line from the author pretty much captures the entire journey we're about to explore. It's all about that shift, right? Moving from seeing alone time as a prison of loneliness to embracing it as the ultimate freedom of solitude. So let's figure out how to actually do that.
Okay, here's how we're gonna break it all down. First, we'll look at the loneliness cage, why we're so scared of being alone. Then we'll completely redefine it. After that, we'll talk about the journey back to yourself, how to make your alone time something you actually crave, and we'll wrap it all up with a super simple, powerful action plan you can start today.
All right, so let's start by unpacking this idea of the loneliness cage. It's such a perfect metaphor because, let's be real, this fear isn't something we're born with. It's something that's taught to us.
I mean, it's a huge question, isn't it? We are with ourselves our entire lives, 24/7. So why does spending intentional time with that one person feel so scary for so many of us?
Well, this conditioning starts way earlier than you think. The book points this out perfectly. Think back to the school cafeteria. The kid eating alone was always seen as pathetic, right? Movies and TV shows just hammer this home, portraying loners as these weak characters who need to be saved. Being alone basically gets equated with being a weirdo. So it's really no wonder we spend so much of our lives just chasing external validation, until our own sense of self becomes this jumbled mess of what we think everyone else thinks about us.
But here's the crazy part. While we're all busy obsessing over what other people might be thinking about us, they're probably not thinking about us at all. The loudest critic, the real source of all that fear, is almost always that voice inside our own heads.
So if we understand how we got locked in this cage, how do we find the key? Well, the very first step is a massive reframe. We need to shift our whole perspective on being alone, from seeing it as a curse to seeing it as a privilege.
This right here is the absolute core idea from the book. Loneliness isn't about not having people around you. It's about feeling disconnected from your true self. Solitude, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. It's a joyful, chosen connection with yourself. It's not a punishment. It's an incredible opportunity.
And this just gets right to the heart of it. True loneliness isn't about the absence of people. You could be in a crowded room and feel totally alone. It's about losing touch with who you really are. Usually because we're trying so hard to be this ideal version of ourselves for everyone else. We hide the real us to fit in, and we end up feeling completely lost.
Okay, so that brings us to the fun part, the how-to. If solitude is all about connecting with yourself, how do we actually do that? How do we start that journey back to you? According to the author, true self-love isn't about bubble baths and face masks. It's about two key steps. First, there's self-knowledge, getting genuinely curious about who you are, what makes you tick. And second, there's self-acceptance, making peace with everything you find, the good, the bad, and all the complicated bits in between. And this is a huge one. We're always told to hide our flaws. The author shares this really great personal example. She realized that, hey, sometimes she can be selfish. But instead of hating herself for it, she just accepted it as part of her truth. And that level of self-acceptance is so freeing. It's what lets you feel truly comfortable in your own skin.
And it is so important to remember that this is not a quick fix. You are not a problem that needs to be solved. You're a person to be known, and getting to know that person is a continuous, lifelong journey of discovery.
So, now that we're working on self-acceptance, how do we take it a step further? How do we make our alone time not just tolerable, but addictive? How do we turn those empty hours into something we actually look forward to? The book gives us this fantastic three-part framework. Number 1, intentionally create small moments of joy throughout your day. Number 2, use your alone time to learn something new and challenge yourself. And number 3, actively feed your mind with new ideas and knowledge.
And look, these are not huge, life-altering changes. For joy, it could be as simple as really savoring your morning coffee or putting on some music while you cook. For skills, come on, the internet has a ton of free resources to learn literally anything, from crocheting to a new language. And for knowledge, just dive into books or podcasts about stuff that actually sparks your curiosity, not what you think you should be learning.
All right, we're at the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, this might be the most powerful part of all. How do we pull all of this together into something we can actually start doing today without getting totally overwhelmed?
So the book shares this really inspiring personal story. The author was feeling pretty lost, so she committed to one single action, writing one article on Medium every single day. And that one small, consistent action completely transformed her life. It led to 10,000 followers and eventually her first book.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Big, sweeping transformations don't come from some grand one-off gesture. They come from the small, intentional choices you make every single day.
And the power here is in just how simple this is. Instead of trying to change everything at once, you just focus. Step 1. What's the one biggest thing bothering you in your life right now? Step 2. What is one simple daily action you could take to start working on it? And step 3, just focus on that one thing, that one action, until it's a habit. That's it. That's your anchor.
Look, at the end of the day, you are the one person you will spend your entire life with. This whole journey from loneliness to solitude, it isn't about pushing other people away. It's about finally, truly, and joyfully welcoming yourself in. So what do you say? Maybe it's time to get acquainted.